So first, I'd like to welcome Devin Ross to the stage.
My mom worked way too hard for me to be homeless. I was born in Inglewood and we lived in South Central till I was 3. It's a rough area. My grandpa was a big gang member and my mom always said I have 5 fingers and I've only seen my dad 4 times. One night we got robbed and that was it for my mom. We packed up and left. I don't know why she chose Palmdale. At the time, it was safe and it was cheap. She still commutes 50 to 60 miles to work as a nurse. She works the graveyard shift at the hospital where I was born. She's the only one out of her siblings with a consistent job. Palmdale is a desert. My friends and I, we like to call it the dirt. When I got out of high school, that's when things got real. I wanted to go to the Art Institute, but we couldn't afford it. So I filled out a ridiculous amount of job applications online. I called places, but nothing came through. In Palmdale, I was competing with people twice my age for minimum wage jobs. When I was 20, I was at a party and a kid I knew from church got shot right in the head right in front of me. It felt like a sign that I had to get out. My mom found me crying. I don't think she's ever seen me like that. So she went to her room and she put out a plane ticket to San Francisco. My dad and my grandmother were living in a converted garage in the Castro and said I could stay with them. It wasn't a great situation, but it was a start. My dad met me at the airport. We dropped off my bag and we went straight to an organization called Europe. Not Europe, but Europe. It's a year-long program that helps you change your life. My grandma said they had tech internships for young people. Europe said I was a day late and said I had to wait 6 months just to try again. But I just didn't have 6 months. So I filled out a form and had an interview just in case anyone didn't want to take their spot. 2 days later, I got a call and I was in. The third day of orientation, I was doing my work and my grandma had some guy over and they were drinking beer and being loud, so I put my headphones in. And she said I was ignoring her and being disrespectful. So that night, she blew up and she kicked me out. I remember dragging my duffel bag to the Safeway on Church Street. It was raining and the first person I called was my mom. She said, "Of course you can come home, but it seems like you have a great opportunity out there." Now this may sound harsh, but I'd rather you be homeless in San Francisco making something out of yourself than to come back to Palmdale and not do anything with your life. The next morning, I went inside a bathroom at Safeway and put on my suit. That was the day we did something called the Milestones activity at Year Up. You're supposed to talk about all the major turning points in your life. I didn't really want to do it, but people were saying heartfelt things. They had relatives on drugs and in prison. They knew about violence, death, and dead ends. We all wanted something different, something better. When my turn came, I told them about my life, and the last thing I said was, "I don't have a place to sleep tonight." So Chris, my advisor, got us a taxi and took us up to Larkin Street. He bargained with the lady there and he said, "You gotta give him a spot tonight, like tonight." In the dorms, there's no privacy even in the shower. It's a big open room with cots. They give you a locker for your stuff. You have to be in by 5 p.m. and out by 7 a.m., which was fine for me because I had to be at Europe early. I was the only person ironing my clothes at 6 in the morning. After 6 months of training, I was assigned to the Gap for my internship. When Gap hired me and they told me what I was getting paid, I was like, "Can I go call my mom?" And they were like, yeah, go ahead. So I ran down like 6 flights of stairs in 30 seconds, and I was jumping, and I'm like, Mom, I'm getting paid $22 an hour. I've been at Gap for the past year and a half. I work 30 hours a week and go to City College for computer science and audio production. I moved from the emergency shelter to transitional housing. The beauty of Larkin Street is that you pay 30% of what you make for rent. You're encouraged to pay more, and when you leave, they give it all back to you in savings. Over the past 18 months, I managed to put away $10,000. In a couple months, I'll be leaving to get my own place. It hasn't been easy. There were times where I broke down, sleeping outside a Safeway, staying in a shelter, days without any money for lunch. But I'm proud I got out of my comfort zone before it was too late. Without people like Chris and So at Europe, Derek and Karan at Larkin Street, and my mom who's sitting over there. Without them, I probably would have given up a long time ago. Before I came to San Francisco, I didn't believe it when people told me, if you work hard, you'll get there. I always just thought people got lucky. But now I know if you get the right opportunity, if you work hard and be consistent, you can do whatever you desire. Thank you.